thing in front of people's mouths.
Hi guys, happy Friday. Welcome to the Design Exchange.
Hello, everybody.
I'm your host, Danny Russo,
And I'm Melinda Peters-Elliott.
from Fine Designs and Interiors.
That's right. We are getting together again on these podcasts.
Yes.
I love it. I'm so excited for season 5. We just launched it and we are ready to roll. If anybody has any topics that they'd like to hear from us, please put it in the comments and let us know. We would love to hear from you.
Where are the comments?
Where are the comments? On Instagram. On Instagram or YouTube or Facebook or wherever, just let us know. So, as Danny has guacamole falling out of his mouth.
We are so busy.
It's been an awesome year so far.
Yeah, I cannot believe that it's already March.
I know.
I can't believe we're in season 5.
I know. And I can't believe we're in Columbus, Ohio. And we are in the fastest growing city in America right now.
Are we?
Yes. They said that the other day.
Who is they?
I heard it on the news, actually. Channel 6. Yeah, Columbus. So, isn't that exciting? And we are in the mecca of it, Danny, you and I. And I think it's because Columbus is growing because of Intel. We have Intel, Google, Facebook, Meta, and there's another one coming to Columbus.
Google.
They're all moving into this area. It's going to be like Silicon Valley in Columbus, Ohio. It is amazing. And the jobs that they're bringing. So all of the different things I'm hearing, like there are a lot of vendors coming our way. This is gonna segue well into what we're gonna talk about today.
Okay.
There's gonna be a lot of fake people out there telling people how to decorate things because there's gonna be a lot of people that need help. So let's
there's going to be a lot of contractors that are not qualified to be doing what they're doing.
Exactly.
And a consumer doesn't know how to vet a contractor.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about Thumbtack. Let's talk about Angie's List. Let's talk about the different sites that are up that people are advertising because they need work to do. Don't go with them because it's probably because they are not that good and they're not keeping busy doing other things for people.
Yes. And we have a preferred contractors list. Our contractors are not only vetted, they're also insured.
Yes.
And we have seen situations, I have 2 that stand out in my mind. I didn't have anything to do with this design, but I came in after the fact. The contractor dug a basement out to get an extra foot, released a former coal chute.
Oh.
And the front of the house collapsed.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
that's crazy.
So I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then they brought me in to do the cleanup work.
I have a side-by-side story for that. So my contractors who are vetted and insured and licensed and all of that stuff, I had doing a kitchen remodel and they went down into the basement to do something, to hook up water lines and things like that. And they found that my clients' walls in their basement were caving in. And they caught it and they let them know, yes. And so my clients they actually saved them so much because that whole kitchen would have caved in. Like if they had not been on site and were kind enough to tell my clients, hey, your basement walls are about to collapse. Oh my gosh, what a mess. So they saved them so much stress and anxiety for the future. I mean, and that type of thing is so cool because, you're not, the people that work for us are so in tune to taking care of our clients.
Exactly.
That I have my contractor right now taking care of my in-laws, putting a shower into an old bathroom. And you just can't just not everyday person can do that kind of stuff. When you're dealing with water on a second story, you better be careful who you get doing that kind of work. So.
You just give me PTSD of a contractor that was working in my condo building.
Okay.
Who was not licensed and set off the fire suppression system and did about $2.5 million to $6 million in damage.
Oh my gosh.
Spread out across 6 units. And it was one client that we had just finished putting up his Christmas tree. And then we had to redo the whole house.
Oh, wow.
And it was
crazy.
3 days before Christmas.
That's awful. That would be, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, God.
I remember when that happened. That was terrible. Like
So that brings us to the topic of the difference between a designer and a decorator.
Yep.
So, what are we, Melinda?
We're designers.
Interior designers.
Designers.
So what does that mean?
That means that we have a lot of knowledge and we've been
And training
schooled and
and
trained
education.
and educated about all different kinds of things of our industry, because our world takes in so much different things, so many different
We
things.
do know engineering, building
Yes.
code, and architecture.
Yes.
Where your average decorator is pretty superficial and they're just there to hang wallpaper and
Put up
order
a
a
picture.
sofa.
Yeah, put up a picture, move things around. Closet organization, like, go right ahead, Dolly Decorator. You can do that stuff. That's what.
Dolly Decorator and Holly Lobby.
Holly Lobby.
They shop together at the Poverty Barn, and you could probably find them any random 11 a.m. at a Home Goods, trying to. I don't even know what to say on that.
Yeah.
But we know building code. We know all of the intricacies of designing a full kitchen, bathroom, plumbing, HVAC, electrical.
We think in 3D.
Yes. And we think in 3D.
I
don't even know what to say to that. I'm living in 4D. Sometimes on a good day you can catch me in 5D. But when you're shopping at these retail locations with a decorator, they're thinking they're getting an amazing discount because they're part of the Restoration Hardware Trade Program.
Right.
Or they're a member of the Restoration Hardware.
Or the Pottery Barn
and
Trade.
Oh, and they get 20% off it.
Yes.
And they probably have coupons too.
That's right. Well, Hobby Lobby, like, you can get 40% off of one item if you go in there, if you have that coupon from the paper.
So we work directly with vendors, and we've developed relationships with them over 20 plus years.
Yes.
We attend furniture markets. We attend building shows.
Yes.
We
get CEUs for, educating ourselves about a Kohler bidet, so to speak.
Yes.
So I
have
think
the Ohio Revised Code printed out in my home office, and
That's good.
I nearly have that thing memorized.
Yeah, we know OSHA, we know different kinds of...
ADA, American Disabilities Act,
Yep.
which was written in 1987 and updated in 98 or 2001.
I don't remember those dates. Abigail can tell me, but yeah. And we have people on our staff that are educated. So, like, college educated. When you're talking about going to college versus, okay, so let's just put it out there because everybody's going to be jumping down our throat. You have to have an eye to be a designer or a decorator. And yes, that is not something that you can get trained on. However,
money cannot buy taste.
What separates us is that we have an eye, but we are trained to know how to use our eye and how to use all the materials and things that we have to work with to make that happen in a way that's going to be usable,
functional,
so that
anybody can make pretty happen.
That's right.
Only a designer can make magic happen.
Oh yeah,
So
there you go.
we're-
And make design work.
Yes.
I mean, you can pull the most beautiful room together on AI on an app, but really, are you going to be able to wire those light fixtures where you've got them coming out of the ceiling? Like, we know
you get more
where
basic
you can,
than that.
Yeah.
Is your sofa going to be able to fit through the door?
Right.
Because
That's
I have a
true.
lot of. You can get what's called a design consultant that all of these stores are offering now.
Yes.
And there is a 4-letter word that scares the fuck out of me.
What is it?
Free.
Free. Oh yeah.
Free
Yes.
design services.
Oh, what about virtual?
Nothing
Virtual
is-
designing. Like, they don't know how to get a sofa through the door. Who cares? They're just going to fix your room and make it look pretty and, give you all the details of how to order it. But are you going to really be able to do that? Are you really going to be able to make that happen?
We've seen designers order custom sofas that are from RH, they're design consultants, and they didn't take into account when you measure a door, or for a sofa to fit in, you have to measure diagonally. And yes, you could take the door off the frame. However, there's a limit. So we had a design consultant that did. That's the one thing she did not do. And
well, I find this with people who want to, do blinds and shades. Like they don't even know how to order those specifically to get them to fit right, so that they'll just pick something that's close, and then windows can kind of go like this sometimes. So like, what if they're not level? What do you do? So, and that's when my expertise comes in, and I am able to help people. Like, I will order it, I will measure it, I will take all the responsibility for this, and it will be in there tight.
And a lot of people don't realize the different components that are involved. When you could say, I need a shade. They don't know what a cassette is.
Nope.
They don't know where to put the strings.
That's right.
What are the other components?
Oh,
the light rail.
Yeah, I mean, even like, do you want remote control? Do you want it to, operate it like manually? Do you want a cordless up and down? Like
that's also involved with sinks.
Yeah.
You could say, I've had clients say, I need a new bathroom sink. Oh, okay. Do you need a faucet? Well, don't they come with that? No, they don't come with that. What kind of sink? Like, you have to take into account the measurements of the bowl, the depth of the bowl, how it's going to be hung. That also comes with a bed. People could say, oh, I need a bed. They don't realize that there's a headboard, a footboard, side rails, platform. There's 5 components right there.
And most of that stuff, if you're ordering it, if your decorator is helping you order it, you got to put it together when it comes, because it's not going to come like you think it's going to come. So they're going to leave you high and dry, because there is not one decorator I know that would go to someone's house and put stuff together for them. But I do. And you did. And our people have
And every
done
time
that.
I'm like, why am I doing this?
I know. We lost a light.
I think we're good.
We're good. So anyway, but yeah. So other examples of, I have people in my town that are decorating their own homes, and that's great. I love that they have an eye. But I saw the other day,
there's a difference between having an eye and having execution skills. Not many people have an eye, and it's very rare that you can have an eye, have taste, and have the skills and resources to execute a project.
Right.
We have systems in place that, I mean, you can't just waltz into this industry and be like, I'm going to be a designer.
Right. Well, there are realtors, and there are just homeowners that think they have a design skill, which to a point they do. But what I see when I look at those pictures that they post are the mistakes. I'm like, why did they put a dark ceiling? Like everything, it looks so much like a cave now. It's like, I saw a lady the other day. She was so proud of the ceiling that they put in. I'm like, oh, it just looks like 1970 again. Like she took it back to, it looked actually better before she started.
And another thing to bring up is we've seen designers come out of design school and post pictures of projects that have gone from bad to worse.
Yeah.
And there are schools out there that will take your money and they don't guide you on your career choices.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary too.
Yeah, a lot of those are online schools.
Yes.
They're not getting hands-on training. I was interviewing a couple different people for a design assistant job, and one of the things that I found was this girl had college. She was going to college and blah, blah, blah. So the other girl I interviewed...
I have to laugh right now because you came up yesterday in a meeting with my intern, and I was like, Kaden, how did you end up with me? And he was like, there were no other options for an internship. And I was like, you gotta be kidding. I'm your only option for an internship? And he goes, or Melinda. And I'm like, me and Melinda are the only options in Central Ohio for design or creative internships.
Wow.
And he's like, pretty much.
Wow. That's
And
nuts.
I was like, I actually just got asked to be on the design or the advisory board for a local technical school, their design and art program. I'm going to be on
Nice.
their advisory board to help them develop what they're going to be teaching these
Oh,
kids.
good. That's excellent.
Because we have kids coming out of school that don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, so my story. So there were two girls and they were interviewing. One was going to design school. One did not. She just graduated high school. And my response to both of them are, bring me some projects. Do something on something. You know, a mood
I tell them
board,
to
an
design their own
online.
home.
Yep. Give me a room. Design it. Show me what you got. The girl A who had design school experience, her design was so bad.
I remember this story.
It was so bad. She had whites and creams and all of this stuff together. Things did not they were not cohesive. They were disconjointed. And then number B, she had an amazing mood board, and I could tell she had a look. I knew I could train her. That's the one I hired, and she's still working for me, and I love her. And I'm so happy that I was able to see. I was glad I asked,
We've had a
to
lot
see
of
the
turnover
difference.
in this industry.
Yeah, yeah.
And we've both gone through how many assistants?
Oh, yeah.
We've had the great walkout, what was it called? The great resignation?
Oh, yeah, a lot of.
Going through that.
Yep.
And
Yep.
there are so many people that think they can be designers and they think our job is glamorous because they're watching a channel. I think they're
Yes.
watching the Sci-Fi Channel because it's a channel where they renovate a house in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's not how it works.
No, it doesn't.
And
Not
there's
at
a
all.
lot that goes into the background that we do.
Yeah.
Moving things.
Yes.
You just brought a cabinet in.
Yes, exactly.
There's just so much that
Yeah.
goes into it that people don't realize. So
Right.
much behind the scenes that's
Right.
happening. And
I would just warn everybody that if you find someone who's a decorator and you know they have a good eye, don't let them move walls. That's all I'm going to say. Don't let them move walls.
or plumbing,
Right?
door plumbing, or
Like
electrical.
anything. Don't let them move anything other than a piece of furniture. Don't let them move anything.
Yeah.
You know, and make sure that they show you what they're going to do before they do it.
There should be.
Because we're doing a lot of visualization for people.
And I'm
People
seeing a lot of
cannot-
clients come to me saying, I hired so-and-so designer. Well, did she give you any renderings? No.
No.
Did she give you a PowerPoint presentation?
No.
What did she give you other than a bill?
Right.
And they go, nothing.
Oh my gosh.
And I go, is this a joke?
This is
like
value-
how are these? I don't know how
Right.
they're getting away with it.
I don't either.
And
I don't either.
you should expect to have renderings, PowerPoint presentations, minimum of 3 planning sessions.
Yeah.
And I don't
And
know
then, budgeting. Like we're doing a meeting tonight with a client, and it's basically a whole house, and we're presenting all of the numbers. Like we are going through every single item for every single room, and here's the price, here's the price, here's the price. So that's another thing we put in a lot of time and energy in making sure that that price is right, even, today, but making sure that we set that in for when they want to order it in the future. And a lot of people don't think about that either. So it's tough. This industry is not easy. It is so, you can lose money so fast if you're not paying attention. And I love the fact that we both have been in the industry so long that we actually can bring a project across the finish line, you know, and people are happy. That's one of the things that a lot of people don't look for are those reviews and those people that, who
I was just talking to a client yesterday that we were laughing. It was actually on Saturday. She read my reviews and I go, did you see how many good reviews I have?
Yeah.
And I go, I have 3 bad ones.
Yeah.
One was that I didn't answer the phone. And it was a marketing person.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I didn't even
What
get a
is
call
that?
from them.
Yeah.
And the other one was from a couple who loved everything I did.
Yeah.
And it's in my contract. We had shipping increases during COVID, and they tried to dispute their charge because
Yeah.
shipping had gone up, and it says clearly in the contract,
Yep.
shipping is not finalized until
It
invoicing
ships.
happens. And they tried to do a chargeback, and their credit card company sided with me.
Yeah.
Because it was stated clearly in the
Yeah,
contract.
exactly.
There was no surprise fee. And they went and the husband and wife went and did a negative review
Each separately.
separately about me, and they're known to be difficult. It's so funny because
Yeah.
everybody that my client read it and she goes, "This is funny." She goes, and she's a new client.
Oh my
And she
gosh.
goes, what's wrong with them?"
I know.
And I'm like, "You're."
And I think a lot of people who write reviews, you kind of wonder, what were they trying to get out of me at the beginning? Like, so
They don't
that's another
appreciate-
thing. Like, I don't work for everybody that comes my way either. There
just
are
doing a
certain
favor.
personalities that are not good for designers. So there's just different people out there that just have a different like end game, and I can kind of tell when that's going to happen. So not all the time do I take on every project. There's certain markers.
You can say no.
There's
red
certain
flags,
markers,
red flags.
yeah, along the way that have to be met that I can call it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm not going to take it all, everybody out there. And I think that's what makes our jobs better. Like when you find that mix between the client and you
It's
have
like getting in a
synergy.
relationship.
Yeah, it is. There's a synergy that I have to look for
Yeah.
for that client. And I think that sometimes I get the clients that are kind of like, I want to do it myself. And so you get involved in this project, and then all of a sudden they start pushing you away because they think that they can do it without you. You've got them so far along the way. I've had clients like say, "Oh, I'm good, Melinda. I'm going to use your contractor."
No, you're not.
But
No.
I don't need you anymore because I got him, and that's just not how it works.
Our contractors work for us
Yeah,
exclusively.
Exactly. And it's that way from day one till whenever. If you need something in 2 years, you call me for him. You call me for them. You call me for whatever. That I'm your point of contact. And
Going back to people that have left our businesses
yeah,
and tried to go out on their own,
yeah,
have called our vendors
yeah,
and tried to make relationships with them.
Yep.
And they're like, "I'm sorry,
Yeah.
we work with Danny.
right.
We're not working with you."
No.
And they
Yeah.
get blackballed from the industry
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
And we do have what we call a DNS list. DNS stands for Do Not Service.
Do not service, I was
Yes.
going to say.
And it's basically like persona non gratis.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So not everybody is a client for designer. Not everybody's a good client for decorator. I mean, there's
refer-
places in the world for both of us.
Yeah.
But if you are wanting someone to basically oversee a project that's going to have walls moved, and you're involving like the walls, the ceilings, the floors, and the way that space is working, and all of the different things that go on in like ordering this stuff, like
The different
you
trades.
want a designer to do that. If you just want pictures hung, if you want just a picture of here's a coffee table of something you can order on Wayfair, go ahead and call the decorator, because she can just let you
Or
use her
use that
discount.
4-letter word, design services, for free.
For free. Yeah.
I
So
still-
there's a reason why it's free, and you should be very cautious and moving forward with that advice. I had a
We are
client-
actually, I forgot that me and you are part of one of the only nationally known
Yes.
vetted interior design
Yes.
groups in the country,
Ethos.
Design Collective.
That's right.
And they won't let just anybody in. You have to be vetted, and
Yeah.
it's a long process.
It is a long process. And
I
I'm
actually had a
very
call with-
grateful to have that, appellation with me. So with all that I do.
But we have so many 4-letter words after our names: ASID, IDS, NKBA. Hey, hey, hey. What else?
ADD.
Yeah, it's a lot of work being in
Yeah,
this business.
it is. It
Somebody
is.
asked me what my hobbies were the other day.
Oh, Lord.
And I go, video engineer, audio engineer, lighting director. What's a hobby?
A hobby?
What do you do in your
Anything
free
with
time? What is free
technology.
time?
Shop. You like shopping?
Yeah, I've ordered disorder.
Yep, that's right. Oh my gosh.
All right, guys,
Yep.
well, this has been a quick one. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments or reach out to us on our Facebook group, The Design Exchange.
Exactly.
You can follow Danny Russo or Daniel Russo Home on Instagram.
And Fine Designs INT on Instagram.
And shopfdi.com.
That's right.
And danielhome.com.
I'm sorry.
Love your hair. Hope you win. It's
Happy-
not collapsed yet. We were having some wardrobe malfunctions.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday.